Who is connected to Starlink? Check out the network.
I'm using Unical notes.
I'm using not the working now.
Unical not to work here. This means that Unical was strong for this place, and Unical not is strong.
I look at the wonder why you see.
We're not even talking that thing because now it's done my brain now.
You know, it's a city one guy in the world, you know. If I would imagine this one, my dad.
But would there be a crime in this Nigeria if we buy for a 15 naira a liter? Look at Libya. Look at all these countries. Eh? What is wrong with youth in Nigeria?
Okay, this is your head or
No.
No. My head.
I actually played this song years.
See, this battery they on now. If you listen to battery, this one for the fully charge.
This follow this thing. This code for this.
You got M10 router anyway. You have to go carry that. Go bring M10 router.
For my phones.
They fast now, baby.
And don't be ready.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
A very beautiful afternoon, Calabar. Good afternoon, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Malabite and Malabrases. And good afternoon, Calabar. Good afternoon, lovers of Unical Radio 103.5. My name is Okon Ofiondi Catalyst. And of course, the time check right now, it's 30 minutes gone past the hour of 2 o'clock. Of course, it's right about that time where we have to, dive into that one program that exists and to answer, lots of questions which millions of persons wake up to with lots of questions in their mind. And of course, questions regarding governance, questions regarding policy, and of course also questions that regard leadership, of course, also the decisions that has to do with their everyday living. Of course, this is that one program that exists to answer most of those very questions. Just so you know that this is the state of the nation here on Unical Radio 103.5, and like I said earlier, my name is Okon Ofio, the Catalyst. And together we will be diving into lots of the headlines, of course, and not just the headlines. This is actually that one, program where we have to, bring current affairs. We definitely get to meet honest analysis and also political conversations that strip of noise and replaced with much clarity. So if you're listening out there, just so you know that we are very much ready, because in Nigeria, I keep on saying it's a nation on motion, and of course, day in, day out, we have lots of stories coming on. In as much as we will not just be banking on the headlines that we have, we definitely as well be looking at other stories that we have and other emerging trends there in Nigerian political space. And today is actually Monday. It's a new week, and it's nice to be back here. It's nice to be back here to understand and to also know that it's getting already to that very time where we have to say happy Easter to all the Christians, just like we said happy Eid Fitri there to all our Muslim brothers and also sisters. That was actually on Friday, so it was actually an amazing one. And today being Monday, new week, I want to say a very happy new week to you. I hope you have an amazing week out there, and I hope that your week is, of course, wonderful. I hope you have set out your objective and your plans for this very week. If not done so, I will urge you to, do so immediately, because to have a beautiful and also to have an amazing week, you need to set out your set goals, plans for the week, and of course see how you can pursue those goals this very beautiful week. So once again, my name is Okon Ofio, the Catalyst, and it's also a pleasure to have with me here Obase Oyi Thompson, however I call him Obi Thompson for short, here with me in the studio. There's a beautiful afternoon together. We will be navigating into the affairs of our nation, Nigeria. Good afternoon, Thompson.
Good afternoon, Catalyst. Good afternoon, Malabites and Malabrasis. Good afternoon, Nigeria. It's such a beautiful time to be here once again on the State of the Nation show. Just like you said, we talk about politics. We talked about a lot of things, happening in our society, especially that which that concerns Malabites and Malabrasis, And then when it's time, we turn on our phone line, so you also be part of the, conversation, for the day. And, we just welcome all of your contributions. So it's such a wonderful time to be here. So talking about you particularly, we could see that, you sound so energized this afternoon. What happened over the weekend? What really took place? What happened in your area? Or were there, a political sit together that you had that is so exciting you this beautiful afternoon?
All right. I actually want to say, most importantly, for the gift of life, I am appreciative, and I'm also thankful to God for the gift of life. It's been a blessed, and of course, it's been an amazing weekend. However, to an extent, it was not really that amazing because of what actually happened on Saturday. I think I don't know if you actually heard about the gas explosion that we recorded at Edebe.
Yeah, I heard of that. So, it was a very sad story for cross variants.
Yeah, interesting enough, on a Saturday is actually that moment where most of us would actually have to go out for our morning breakfast, and our morning breakfast for some of us is actually morning football. And Monday, funny enough, that where I was actually playing ball was not really far from the venue, from where this incident happened. So for the first time in a very long time, I could see agile men, I like strong guys, take like finding their way once that stuff happened, you see the way everybody ran out of the field, and some a lot of persons were like, referencing what is currently happening in the Middle East. Are you sure that he has not gotten to Nigeria?
To Nigeria, yeah. So a lot of persons could feel whether it was a bomb blast or especially the first blow of that gas plant.
Exactly. So when that stuff actually happened, it made me. I sat down and I began to wonder: is this not how the bombing comes by? What if it was? How, like, what would have happened? So for some minutes I sat down and I really thought about that, and I came to the conclusion that war is actually not good.
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
we do, we should try and apply diplomacy and see how we can actually be at peace with every nation, with everybody, because this thing called war, it's really not good for, because imagine living with fear, living with that mindset that anything can happen at any moment. So the moment you hear anything, you just have to start racing. So it's we're actually happy that Nigeria currently is not in any war with any country, in as much as we don't also want to shy away from the fact that we are in war with poverty, and yes, we are in war with poverty. Lots of Nigerians out there who are less privileged are in war with poverty. They are in war with survival. Lots of persons there are struggling to see how they can survive. But one thing I love about Nigerians is that they are very strong. They are resilient people, and no matter the situation of things, they keep on pushing. And hoping that things are definitely going to come out good. Now, this is actually one of the most interesting things. Today is actually Monday, and it's a new week, and guys, we actually have a wonderful package this very beautiful afternoon here on the State of the Nation program. Like we just came, the weekend was the celebration of our Muslim brothers and sisters, So out there, this did the celebration, and as part of the celebration, we are bringing the celebration for those of you that could not go to eat how do they call that?
Suya and all of that.
Suya. Yeah. So you're actually going to have an opportunity to have your own suya right here in the studio this beautiful afternoon. So what am I trying to say in essence? This beautiful afternoon, we actually have beautiful surprises and lots of packages for our first five callers, I would say. First 5 callers, of course, will be calling into the show this beautiful afternoon. We actually have beautiful package, and this is proudly sponsored by Lashine Cravings. And I don't know if you actually are familiar with that very name. If you are not, then trust me, you're definitely going to have a taste of what they call delicious delicacy once you actually come across this, or once you come across this. So first 5 callers.
Don't worry now.
First 5 callers.
This with why you worry? Why you disturbing yourself? Hello, why are you disturbing yourself?
So
this is doing this with faith. And also don't forget that talking about the Muslims celebrations, it's not only suya. A lot of persons think, oh, it's only suya that these guys have. Don't forget they have a lot of varieties of meals, like the tuwoshin kafa. These are wonderful rice meals, and also they also have miyan kuka. And then suya. They also have Hausa masa, and they also have Ghanaians tuwo. In fact, so many others. For most of you who are just deliberately hungry to know what the tuwoshin kafa means, this is actually a rice dish made by boiling rice until soft and sticky, then rolling it into balls and serving it with soup. Yeah, that's what it means. So you have to just take your time and enjoy these meals. I love this particular one that has to do with miyan kuka. Now this is a babo leaf soup made from powdered babo. Now leaves, ground dried okra, and then meat simmered in rich spices. Is always a traditional soup anyway, and that pairs with a lot of tuwo shinkafa and is favorite in Hausa homes. Okay.
All right, so yes, just like Thompson was trying to give narratives of what that meals looks like. It's something that myself would have loved to test someday, but then I think let's wait for that very time to come. So, guys, once again is the States of the Nation. Before we go on a short musical break, there is I think this is actually heartbreaking. I will see why I say it's heartbreaking because it's gradually affecting businesses, it's gradually affecting citizens, and also it's gradually affecting everything. Services, everything is currently affecting, and we are seeing prices of things just skyrocketing. Just in the blink of eye. Talking about the sales of petrol currently in Nigeria as of today, reports reaching us that petrol is sold for 1,400 naira per liter, and of course there's some black market sellers that are selling at the rate of 1.5, while some are selling at the rate of 1.6.
Yeah, and then for those who are actually living in rural communities, trust me, they are almost buying fuel at the rate of 2,000 plus. This is very disheartening because if you look at the situation in Nigeria today, but anyway, I think we're going on a short break, right? And then when we come back, we're going to
definitely
dissect more and then talk about this particular issue.
Yes, exactly. So the issue of the rise in fuel is one of the major topics we'll be looking at on today's edition of States of the Nation. Meanwhile, also don't forget that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, had given all political appointees and aides until March 31st to resign for those who actually have intentions of contesting for any elective position come 2027 general elections, and also many other stories that we have for you. There's a beautiful afternoon. So don't forget that, like we said, the States of the Nation is not just that program where we have to do with the headlines, but we do as much as having a critical analysis of most of these major headlines. And we will definitely be doing this together. When we are back from this break, the phone lines will be open. And remember that we have package. We have a package, for our first 5 callers, just like we said earlier. And when we are back, the phone lines will be open. And also what you just have to do is to delve into the conversation of the day and of course get to win this prize. It's not negotiable. You don't need to negotiate about it. This is actually sponsored by Lashine's Cravings, and it is right here for you. My name is Silo Konofion the Catalyst, and right here with Obase Oyi Thompson, Obi Thompson for short. We'll be back after this short break. Stay with us.
let it go, let me be the one. Should I know that you want me now? Said I need my love, but I don't know how to get to you. Can you show me tonight? Show me tonight. Can you show me tonight?
On the time right now is 34 minutes gone past the hour of 2 o'clock this very beautiful afternoon. You're in the city of Calabar. You're still listening to the State of the Nation right here on Unical Radio 103.5 International. My name is remains Okun Ofiondi Catalyst, and right here still with Obi Thompson. And of course, on today's edition of State of the Nation, we have been looking on, of course, most of the trending issues in Nigeria. First, we talked about the increase in for sales of prices. Of course, just a few weeks ago, we actually, we've got reports about oil show actually had fuel being sold at the rate of 950, 890, as the case may be. But fast forward to today, we are having a report that most outlets are selling at 1,400 naira, while black market sellers are selling at the rate of 1,500 and also 1,600 naira respectively. But before we dive down there, let's quickly, move down to the educational sector, where the federal government has, announced plans to scrap the junior secondary school common entrance exam and rather introduce a learner identification number to track pupils from primary school through their academic journey. So, ever since the emergence of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we've actually seen some reforms in different sectors, and of course, the educational sector also cannot be taken out of the picture because it's also one of the sectors that has really, seen lots of reform. And since the appointment of Mr. Dr. Alausa as the Minister for Education, we've also seen lots of reforms in the educational sector, and this is yet another reform that we are about to witness there in the educational sector. However, before we dive into this topic, let me also use this media. Let me also remind you once again that we have a well packaged price here for our lucky first 5 callers here in the show this beautiful afternoon. So like I said, the phone lines will be open, and of course, based on the subject matter of discussion for the day, you are not asking questions because you are not in an interview. Even if you were, even if you were in an interview, we actually give you a waiver on that. So you just have to participate and of course share your opinion on the discussions of today that we are talking. Of course, that has to do with our nation, Nigeria, and of course, there's stand a chance, of course, to win yourself our beautiful package, of course, fully sponsored by Lashine's Craving. The phone lines right now, of course, is 0809 444 4058, 0809 444 4058. Of course, if you are ready, I am very much ready. So, Obasi Thompson, quickly, let's start with Let's start first with the new reform in the educational sector that we are about to notice, and that has to do with the federal government intentions to scrap out the junior secondary school common entrance examination. Is it a welcoming one, or a misplaced priority, or not necessary?
Okay, so I think for me, the government know what is much better for their citizens. Don't forget that
we can't always say all the time.
Well, at this point in time, don't forget that the government don't just wake up to do something, except that they have to go into, see what exactly is going on, the challenges and all of that. Because currently, even if the constitution stipulates that, for you to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, all you just need is the first school living certificate, for you to qualify, to be the president of Nigeria.
All right, I think we have a caller.
Okay.
Let's quickly take this call before we continue with that. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Unical Radio, your name and where you calling us from?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear. Your name and where you're calling us from? All right, I think
We lost that call there. Okay, so when you call do well to shift away from your radio phone so we can be able to hear you properly. So I was talking about the government. And don't forget that the government carry out their
All right, I
respective.
think we have another caller this afternoon right now. Okay, we got not to miss this call again. Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, please, your name
Please,
and where you're
could you
calling
move
us
away
from?
from your radio phone, please? All right.
Okay, please, your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, are you with us?
Okay, I'm calling from Unical.
Okay, your name?
My name is Mike.
Okay, Mike from Main Avenue. Very beautiful afternoon to you, Mike.
I just yesterday want to express my opinion on what happens at the gas station.
Okay.
It's a pitiable case now.
Mm.
That such a situation, such a site could be built within the residential area. And not just that, the cross-basket response system is too poor.
Mm.
Like that these people could call demanding help from the people they hold accountable, but they could not get.
Mm.
It is so sad. It is something the cross-basket government should work on it.
Very sad.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, Mike.
Can I have my gift?
Yeah.
I'm sure that particular person is a Malabite.
I actually don't want to. I don't know if it's a Malabite, but
yeah. So we'll get back to you.
All right.
Yeah,
So, Mike, yes, you're
show.
actually getting your gift. So we'll definitely get back to you after the show.
Yeah.
Congratulations and thank you for reaching us this beautiful afternoon. All right.
Okay, so we're talking about these issues of the government reforms in our educational system, but my fears is the administration that is handling this. That is my fears.
Okay.
I do not want to. Don't forget that this same administration has come out to say that even if you have even if you do not pass a particular subject, don't forget, before now it was always compulsory that you must pass your English and maths.
All right, I think we have another caller this afternoon. Hello, Mr. Casey. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, please, could you move away from your radio set a little bit?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Casey. A very beautiful afternoon to you.
Yeah, gentlemen, I'm back again.
Thank you. Let's quickly have your take.
Okay.
Let me contribute more.
Okay.
Our country, as a concerned citizen, will keep on talking, we'll keep on calling, and we'll keep on addressing the issue that matters.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
So, this for the gas explosion in Dube, is because of the negligence, professional misconduct.
Okay.
If people put things in place, you wouldn't have occurred. This incident wouldn't have occurred.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
Before you can open a gas plant or gas station, there's a requirement. In fact, you are supposed to be licensed before you go ahead and open any places.
Exactly.
And you don't put it in a residential area for blah. You understand what I'm saying? This is putting people's lives in danger.
Mm.
Who are doing this? Okay, let me ask. The people that give them license, are they not consider the factor before they go and start operating? I want to ask. Nigeria is a complex country whereby anything goes up, goes on.
Exactly.
Okay? I'm not surprised, but I'm speaking as a concerned Nigerian. Let the people authority do what they're supposed to do.
Mm.
To get it right in this country, we must get it right. And the only way we can get it right during the time of election, everybody must out and have one voice. And by special grace of God, we have a leader, not a ruler.
Mm.
Thank you very much.
That was we must have a leader and not a ruler. Thank you so much, Mr. Casey. Thank you so much. We'll definitely appreciate this call.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of persons talking about this particular issue or incident about the fire outbreak by
Yeah.
the gas plant. Yeah, we've talked about that severely, and of course, a lot of persons are learning their voice, especially when it has to do with residential areas. And we talked about reasons why the former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, don't forget there was a task force during his era where a lot of persons were not allowed to build, fuel stations around residential areas and all of that. But today it's becoming so rampant that anyway, in the Tagbo, we have them. We have the likes of Unical now. The entire of that place behind.
But yeah, that has always been
fuel station. That has always been. But currently, people have built homes around that area, surrounding it. Before it wasn't like that.
But we should not be blaming the business operators. Rather, we should be blaming the so-called landlords and landladies.
Well, they might not be the one for us to blame. The persons that we need to blame is the government on the first hand, and then secondly, we need to while we're blaming the government, we also need to look at how do they call these guys? Urban development agencies, development agencies and all of that. So what role do they play, in ensuring that such facilities are built, in residential areas? And also to add to that, these facilities that we have, like let's take for instance, we go to Shafa fuel station. Do they have any, emergency mechanism, first aid mechanism to ensure that when anything happens there, they are able to curtail it for the meantime, pending whenever the generation that a fire service will arrive? Because at this point in time, just like this incident, it was so difficult for even the residents in that area to be able to match that.
No,
but that is not a table of discussion. Let's quickly look
it's really
at
critical, but let's quickly move into what our first caller, that's Mike, actually said. What was actually your take on, the response of the Cross River State fire service? So,
I pass that place every day. If you pass there, the place is beautiful. Yes, they have painted their vehicles. Yes, but are they functional? It's no. Okay, so these things are not functional. The entire state will, look at records and see what is happening. Probably the how do they call it? The fire station at airports could be the only fire station that is functional because of our big men in the society. Don't forget this incident of fire outbreak.
Talking about not functioning.
Okay.
Allegedly we actually got a report that not like the vehicles are not functioning.
Okay.
That one of the reasons why the vehicles could not be allowed to go out is because they got a directive not to allow the vehicle to go because of the incidents that happened the last time we had fire outbreak. I think that was along Bedwell, Godi Aziz, where we saw residents of those places. Yeah. They were throwing stones at the truck. So because of that incident, they got reports. They should not allow vehicles to go back to the south.
Just like you said, allegedly, because these are things that in sane society such person should be fired. Why did you give such directives and all of that? So it means the trust that people are having in the administration is failing gradually. Because if we use the last scenario to judge what is currently happening, it becomes a huge problem, and it shouldn't be so. And on the other hand, I think government should cause the people to trust them. When there's an emergency, that's why you guys are in emergency team. You're not like every other person who feels like I need to wake up to do this and do that. So you are in emergency team. 24/7 is supposed to be at alert. Your gates are not supposed to be locked. And that place, if you pass through, the fire service that we have, that place is always locked. But my own question is, why are people still taking salary for places that are not functioning? You understand? Because people are taking salaries in that place and they put on uniform, they sit down there and then gist the entire day and then leave and get back home, and it's not helping matters. Okay, so we have this fire outbreak, and so we are asking simple question like, why didn't they react? Why was there an immediate response to this? Because of what happened before, and so you mean that you're not going to respond? Okay, let's take for instance, if there's a fire outbreak at government house, trust me, even those who have these fire trucks in their own private homes, they want to go and show themselves that, since it's government zone, let me go and show myself so that in case anything comes up, they'll also benefit from it. But because it has to do with, the common man in the society, they are giving excuses, they're telling you this and that. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong, But there again, I think I don't blame, politicians on the other hand. I still blame we, the same citizens in the society, because when it's time time for elections, we decide to vote people based on, religion, based on tribe, based on party, not minding if these persons are competent enough to actually become leaders, as the case may be. Because a lot of persons, once they get into the corridors of power, trust me, they are done, and that is it. So it shouldn't be that way. But however, I think that incident will see the likes of the governor and the chief of staff who actually went there, and then they have promised to take care of the victims. But now my own concern is, unlike us, previous occurrences where government officials will come to events like that and promise that they're going to do this, after 2-3 days, amen to everything, and everybody returns to your tent. Israel returns to your tent. So this shouldn't be the case. Because trust me, it wouldn't, because already we are approaching elections. And so they will do everything humanly possible to show that, they actually care. But if this has happened probably 2-3 years to election, trust me, it would have been a very disastrous moment ever. But we anticipate to see. I'm just sending out my heartfelt sympathy to those persons who have lost their homes. Now, right away, let's go back to when we talk about the reforms in the educational system in Nigeria, especially under this particular administration. Don't forget that, allegedly, even if this sounds to be very true, in the corridors of the news we have all over Nigeria about qualifications to run for presidency. And as such, these particular reforms that were actually brought in, that we do not need to ask about your certifications, we do not need to ask whether you forged a certificate or not, that everything goes, and it doesn't really make any sense. I think that is the primary background of the qualifications for a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But there again, this kind of reform is coming in. I don't know how many Nigerian parents will be so proud of this, because that is the starting point. Personally, I have felt like the kind of reform we need in Nigerian educational system should be that in our primary school level, students should be taught moral rights and all of that.
We have another caller just before you can call this around. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, please, your name and where you're calling us from.
Okay, this is Samuel coming from Calabar.
Oh, Samuel from Calabar. A very beautiful afternoon to you.
Yes, thank you guys also. And I've heard all these kind of say, I'm staying close to where the storm happened on Saturday, so it was not really good to say, but because nobody prayed for something like that, the government must really do something about this Calabar South. There is no ministry in Calabar South, nothing is functioning there. So something like that happened, right? They could not come out to rescue people. It was very bad. Presently, people, they don't longer have where to stay. So please, let our government come to our rescue. Come try to do some certain things that at least we voted them into us. So if you don't neglect us just like that. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much, Samuel.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of persons are still pleading that the government should actually come to the aid. Now, I was talking about moral rights that children should actually learn in that tender age. So we shouldn't have children go to school to go and be learning about, 1+1 is mathematics, English is fine, it's okay, it's good. But writing exams and all of that, I think that is not what children should actually go to learn at that particular tender age. Children at that age should be trained about selflessness, kindness. We talk about virtues. We should also look about perseverance. We should also look about respect for natures. So that is what children at that age should be brought. Just like we have in Japan, we have in most of these countries. That is what children of that age should be doing, should be learning. And then we see how they practice. Do you understand? Now, if you look at countries, those kind of countries, you look at US, for instance, you look at, Israel, you look at all of these big countries, even, most of us are Muslim countries and all of that. You see children learning all of these things. It prepares them. It gives them that background knowledge of what the society is expected of them. Do you understand? So all of these unnecessary sending to children to school to go and learn a lot of things, I think that is what should be scrapped out. You know, looking at the reform that the president have actually brought, a quick one here. They talk about the primary education by President Tinubu administration are driven by desire to improve the quality of education and ensure that all children have access to basic education. So the government aims to tackle about infrastructure deficit. Now, don't forget, we are talking about all of these things. So if you're talking about reformation, we should start with the infrastructures that we are talking about here. So we should also look at the level, the number of dropouts of children in schools because of what? You know, parental care, poor economic, and all of that. So I think with this particular reform that they're talking about would really go a long way.
All right, so well, time is not really on our side anymore. Let's quickly look at these very last headlines that we have here. And that has to do with, Kwankwaso, Peter Obi, Syria K. Dixon, of course, who met together in a Kwankwaso residence in Kano State. And this has really raised a lot of eyebrow within the political space as, a possible alignment between Kwankwaso and Peter Obi. And already